Hello, welcome to my home. It's been a while, so I thought it was about time I did an updated home tour because I finally finished the last bedroom that I needed to renovate in this house. And what I thought would be fun today is if I can talk you through some of the changes I've made and show some before and after footage to share with you how the home has progressed over the last few years. Let's jump in and I'm going to talk to you about the hallway. The hallway's had quite a bit of work done to it, as has the rest of the house. When I first got it, it was covered in so many layers of wallpaper, I didn't know what to do with myself. The banister was really wobbly and it was falling off, but it's an original mahogany banister, so I really wanted to try and preserve it. So it's come really far. It's a really nice bright light colour that I chose on the walls. And I did this because actually my house faces north, so this area doesn't get much sunlight during the day. In the corner, when you come in, there's an electric box that was covered by my carpenter. I then stained and painted it, and I really love how this turned out. I've got a few art prints on the wall above this. And then on the other side, this was a project I did fairly recently. I upcycled this bathroom cabinet and turned it into hallway storage. So I've got a place for all my shoes and my masks. As you go through to the kitchen, I've got a big print on the wall, and this is a Georges Braque print of a print, but I really like this. This has been floating around the house the whole time I've been here and I just didn't know where to put it. I think it looks really nice here. Off the hallway we have the sitting room and dining room, which are one big open space, and the kitchen. So I'll take you into the sitting room first. And here we are in the sitting room. This room has changed so much over the years. When I first got the house, the walls were really dark purple, the trim was painted black, the ceiling rose was yellow. It's still missing a few pieces, but it's fine for now. It's not as bad as it was. The flooring in here was really bad. There was a damp patch that had been cut out and replaced with a piece of MDF, and this terrible flooring was very similar in the dining room as well. The first thing I did in this space was to get a huge hole cut between the two rooms to make them more of a single space, and that's once again because of the lighting. Being a north-facing house, I wanted to get as much light in both of these rooms as I physically could morning, noon and night. And I'm really pleased I did this because I don't often use a dining room, so it's nice to merge these spaces together and have a bigger space that I can transform to my liking. You've probably seen me move the furniture around 100 times in these two rooms, but I think I've finally got it to where I like it. My most recent project was the fireplace. If you haven't seen this video, I picked this fireplace up for free off the side of the road, and I was able to strip it back and paint the wood white again, and I uncovered these really cool tiles on it. Over the years, this home has kind of become a collage of all of the different projects I've done, like the fireplace and the TV unit in here, and a lot of these things don't really match, but that's okay because I think it tells a story, and I'm starting to realize that my style is a bit more eclectic, I guess, and I want to take that and roll with it in the future and lean into that a lot more and just accept that sometimes not everything goes. I've got loads of prints and wall art over the walls. My favourite piece is the one behind me. This oil painting was done by my mum when she was in high school. This is my favourite thing in the house, and if I had to leave in a hurry, I would take this. Behind me in the dining room, this space used to be my sitting room until really recently. It's a gorgeous, cozy space with loads of beautiful evening sunlight. It just functions a little bit better right now as a dining room because then I've got a bit more space in my living room. The furniture in here is still a bit of a hodgepodge. Like, the table I love, but the chairs I've kind of had for a long time and I haven't found a good replacement yet. I'm still on the hunt for a really nice mid-century set of dining chairs, so if anyone sees any, let me know. That's pretty much everything for these two rooms, so let's head into the kitchen and I'll talk you through what's in there. The kitchen and breakfast nook slash utility area slash jungle are my favourite spaces in the house by far because they get the most beautiful sunlight at the end of the day. A bit of backstory about these rooms in particular is that this was actually a self-contained apartment before I purchased the house. So the room I'm standing in was the bedroom, and then across in the utility space it was a kitchen, and then there was a small bathroom. There was a little sink in the corner and it was such a tight squeeze to get into it. It was a bit of a mess of a layout, but I ended up gutting the entire thing, getting it all replastered. I had a hole made between the rooms to kind of blend them into one again. So it's come through a massive overhaul and now it's quite a large kitchen, and I am super happy in this space. The cabinets are all from IKEA, and I went for a shaker style because I thought it would look good in the house because it's more of a Victorian home. And as you can see behind me is my baby, my pink Smeg fridge, which I found in a charity shop earlier on in the year. It was £250, but it's the best £250 I've ever spent. I've done a lot of little projects in here, like I put up some shelves, which I style all the time with different decor just to switch things up. I redid this butcher block, which is originally from IKEA. And in the corner here, I've actually got my grandparents' old French dresser. As you can see in the kitchen, the style once again is a little mix and match, which is just something I've come to accept about my style. But I think the main items like the cabinets and the flooring really tie in with the Victorian home but updated feel. Moving into my utility space, which is actually just, I mean, it belongs to the plants right now. This isn't mine, this is for the plants, but I've got this little breakfast nook area where I've got a table and some chairs which I painted from blue to white. They're Lloyd Loom, and apparently this is made out of paper, which I think is really cool. This is where I love to sit and do my work in the afternoon, and it's just a really nice sort of everyday space. I use it for a lot of things. My plants make me so happy. Most of them live in here because it gets the perfect amount of light, and a friend came over the other day and she said, "It is actually a jungle in here," and I said, bingo, that's kind of what I was going for. I love them all very, very much, and recently I did a plant tour on my Instagram if you want to go and watch it. Behind me are just my washer and dryer, and recently I painted the cabinets this green colour. I wanted it to tie in more with the plants, and I wanted to have a fun pop of colour in this house that wasn't pink. So I thought, let's do green. There's not much more to say about this space other than there is a tiny little bathroom there that I haven't used once since I've moved into this house. I think a few other people have, but I kind of just shove garden pillows in there. Now let's move upstairs. The upstairs landing is in fact a very dark corner of the house. I don't know if you can tell, but there's not much light in here. There is a skylight, but it's not actually linked to a real window in the roof. So it's just decorative. A whole lot of work went into this space. The whole of the upstairs of the hallway was plastered as well. And the ceiling at one point was bowing in the middle, so it needed a lot of construction to get it to lie flat, and so that there were no future problems. Seeing the ceiling completely open was one of the moments where I was like, what have I done? But I now live in a house with a flat ceiling, so it's fine. To my right, I've got this built-in laundry cupboard, which is original to the house and really gorgeous. I'm surprised that this was intact when I got the house because you've seen the before shots. It wasn't the best house. On this floor, we've got the bathroom in front of me and 2 bedrooms. So let's go into the bathroom and I'll show you what's in there. This bathroom was one of the first few things in the house that I got done before I moved in. It was something I was thinking of living with for a while, but I'm really glad I didn't because just getting it done and out of the way was a good choice. In the bathroom, this space was plastered. I'd had it tiled and I got a new bathroom set. I also got some really beautiful tiles on the floor that I thought were perfect for a Victorian house. They've got these little stars on them that you see sometimes in glass in conservatories, and I just thought they were so unique. They're by Laura Ashley, but unfortunately they've stopped making tiles since. You can find what's basically almost an exact copy if you go into your local tile store and show them a picture of this type of tile, because I've managed to do that for my second bathroom, which I'll show you in a minute. I got the same but in black. This room, there's not really much to say. It hasn't changed a huge amount since I moved in. I installed some shelves in the corner and I made this little IKEA hack, which is really handy so I can see all my skincare products. But other than that, nothing to report here. So let's move into the bedroom. Okay, I say bedroom, but what I mean is this room is currently my office, but it's meant to be a master bedroom. It's the biggest bedroom in the house, and it's got a beautiful bay window at the front. This room was possibly one of the worst when I first got in. The walls were literally crumbling away. The flooring was covered in spray paint. There was a random washing machine, I think, in here, and a punching bag. And the walls were covered in all kinds of graffiti, a lot of genitalia, lots of smiley faces. Not really what I was going for. So I had to have this room plastered first, and this was actually the first room I completely finished. And I really love how bright it is in here. I love that I've picked a neutral colour for the walls. I think I went with Soft Wool by Valspar on the walls. And luckily for me, the furniture that I got as a hand-me-down fit perfectly in the alcoves, so I just painted those and I've had them painted ever since. Recently I got a new couch from Swift Sofas in here and it doubles up as a double bed, which is really handy for when I have my friends stay, as I feel like this is one of the nicest rooms and I kind of like to let people stay in here rather than it just being an office. So it's nice to have something that's dual purpose. Let's move into my actual bedroom next, which is just through there. Welcome to my bedroom. This room hasn't really gone through much in the way of structural change. I didn't get it plastered, but I did sand the floors and then end up carpeting them, so I guess it went through a bit of a transformation. When I first painted it, I went for like a midnight blue teal colour in here, which I still love, but this became my bedroom during the pandemic. We were spending a lot of time at home, so I did decide to brighten up the walls and make it feel less like they were closing in on me and a little bit more bright and airy. I did keep the bookshelf blue though, and I'm pleased I did that. I think it's fun. There's not much to say about this room. I did recently give it a bit of a mini makeover and put up some new prints and change things around a bit. There's not a huge amount to say in here, and my knees are getting weak from standing on the bed like this, so let's move on. As you come out of my room and move down the hallway, on the right hand side there is a small second bathroom. It was just big enough for a shower, a toilet, and a very small sink. Despite the fact it's small, I think it turned out really well because I was able to play around with the style of this one. We went for railings by Farrow & Ball on the woodwork, I went with black fittings and the Laura Ashley tiles on the floor. I love this room a lot because of the way I've styled it, and I love the use of black and white in here. And if I were to do up another house again, I would definitely do another bathroom like this. If you come out of the bathroom and turn right once again, there's a small corridor off of the top of the landing. Now, when I first got the house, this was red and white. Bit of an interesting colour combination. There's a boarded up fireplace here, which is one of the few that I haven't opened up to see what's behind, but highly likely there's nothing exciting. I have found zero nice fireplaces in this house. Very sad, but there we go. Coming off the corridor, we have two bedrooms. The first is this room. This is the smallest of the bedrooms in the house. In the UK, we call this like a box room because it's so small. It fits a single bed, but you could push it to a double if you didn't want any furniture in here. And I've got a desk in here. You could probably squeeze in a small chest of drawers or a bedside table as well. It's perfect for a little space for a guest to come and stay, and if you haven't watched it recently, I did make over this bedroom, so go check it out. I really love this space because it's the only room in the house now that has all of the walls a fun colour, and I went for like a dusky pink that's pretty inoffensive really. I thought I might as well experiment seeing as it's quite a small bedroom. Don't go anywhere because there's still one bedroom left for me to show you, and that's the back bedroom. This started off as my office and quickly transitioned into being a guest bedroom when I moved my office into the front of the house. In this room I've kept it very simple again, with just a bed and two bedside tables, some wall art on the walls, and I've got this mid-century dresser that I've had now for years and years. I first painted it coral when I was living at my grandparents' house, and I painted it like a lilac-y colour at some point in the last few years, and now it fits really well. in the lilac bedroom. I really like the lilac on the walls. I feel like it's very calming, and this is a really nice space to be in, and most of my friends stay here when they stay over, so I think they like it. I think I should show you the garden before I go, because I forgot to do that when I was in the kitchen. The garden, I'll insert some clips from the height of summer because it was so beautiful in the summer. I had hydrangeas popping up, I had loads of flowers in bloom, and I've done a lot of work in the garden over the years. It's not perfect, the walls are very crumbly, but I guess it's characterful in a Victorian house. I love the fact that I live in a Victorian house, so I can use the word character a lot, and it justifies all of my sins. I've done a ton of videos on what I've done to the garden. Every year it levels up a little bit more, and this year has been really nice to be able to sunbathe in the garden and enjoy my swing bench and enjoy eating food at the table with my friends, and it's just been a really lovely space. So I'm really pleased that I've got this little section at the back of the house that I can spend time in outside. So with that, I think that is the end of this home tour. And it's just really surreal to me looking back on the pictures how far this house has come, and I'm just so grateful that I've been able to live in this beautiful house and sort of give it a little bit of life again. And I've been so grateful to be able to share the experience with you because it's made it so much more fun, and you've helped me through when I've been thinking, oh my god, this is taking forever, with your comments and your messages, and I just want to say thank you so much because it really puts a smile on my face. And I hope this has helped you if you're doing a home renovation. Realise that it doesn't have to be done overnight, you can take your time, and it will all come together one day, even though there always feels like there's going to be something to do. But with that being said, I think I have made over these rooms so many times that it's probably time I move on to a different project or a different chapter in my life at some point in the near future. So I won't give anything away, but if you want to follow me, if you haven't already, subscribe below, check out my Instagram. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different soon, so stay tuned. And with all of that being said, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.